Hello, today I'll introduce you to sitcom The Kings of Queens 1998. I will tell you about the original names and ages of the actors and how they changed in 2022. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to support us. Alright, let's get started. Arthur Spooner is played by Jerry Stiller. He's Carrie's widowed father, who has been married 3 times. His 4th marriage was to Spen's mother. Arthur is the classic eccentric of the family. He lives in the basement of the Heffernan house because he accidentally set fire to his own uninsured house, burning it down in the pilot episode. In 1998, he was 71 years old, and sadly he passed away on May 11, 2020 at the age of 92.
The sketch in front of the audience at 1 o'clock in the afternoon for Ed Sullivan's show, and there's, at the end of the show, huge laughs.
Carrie Heffernan is played by Leah Remini. She's Duck's sarcastic wife. She has a short temper and sometimes attacks people, mainly Duck. Holly and Duck consider her scary, especially when she's upset. She never finished college and was employed as a deadlock legal secretary. In 1998, she was 28 years old and now she's 52 years old.
People when
Thank
they're
you.
scared.
It's not making fun. You know, you scare people.
No,
It's
but
fun.
I do love it. I love seeing their face and they're like, ah! Like, you know what I did,
Right,
But I don't
right.
like it when it happens to
It's
me.
Got it. Duck Heffernan is played by Kevin James. He's an ordinary parcel delivery man with a cheeky personality who never hesitates to speak out against his grievances. Some of his problems stem from his love of food. These basic desires sometimes lead him to devise dangerous, selfish schemes to get what he wants. In 1998, he was 33 years old and now he's 57 years old.
Me and you, let's go. We're going. And he's like, what if I got, he said this, what if I got an Oculus? And I didn't know what an Oculus was, but it's one of those virtual reality masks.
Holly Shumpert is played by Nicole Sullivan. She's a polite but shy dog walker who, like the Heffernans, lives in Queen, where she's hired by Duck and Carrie to walk Arthur. She's often considered weird because of her habits, the men she dates, the skewed morals, and her excessive drinking habits to which she had openly confessed. In 2001, she was 31 years old and now she's 52 years old.
Family, you know, workplace comedy that sort of like, you know, like any job. You become
Right.
family.
Right. Yeah.
And it's about learning to like love each other.
Danny Heffernan is played by Gary Valentine. He's Duck's cousin and he's also seen hanging out with Duck, Deacon, and Spence. Duck has a negative view of Danny, being almost hated due to the latter being too eager to spend time with the former. But by the end of Snow Job, they became friends and colleagues and hang out often. In 1999, he was 38 years old and now he's 61 years old.
Have you guys been there before?
We have, yeah.
I haven't.
I have, but she hasn't. But she's been everywhere else and I
Deacon Palmer is played by Victor Williams. He's Duck's best friend and colleague. Tall and muscular, Deacon is a few weeks younger than Duck, but the classier leader of the two in addition to being the classic family man. He and his wife Kelly have 2 sons, Major and Kirby. In 1998, he was 28 years old and now he's 52 years old.
Partner can judge all the things you do or don't do. How much food are you eating? You say you're exercising, but like you only did 5 minutes. According to the surveillance, you only did 5 minutes.
Spence Algen is played by Patton Oswald. He's another friend of Duck's and the group's nerd. He tends to be angry, sick, and interested in science fiction, fantasy, and comic book conventions, interests that his friends don't share. He's of Albanian descent and works as a token counter worker on the subway. In 1998, he was 29 years old and now he's 53 years old.
Near me, every time I walk in, there's a woman sitting at a card table and she's begging people to get vaccinated. And I'm basically living in MAGA country and no one will get.
Lou Ferrigno is played by Lou Ferrigno. He's the neighbor of the Heffernans. It's a pity that in the series the neighbors are fascinated by him. That worries him. For example, Lou doesn't like people telling him jokes about Hulk. In 2000, he was 49 years old and now he's 71 years old.
Defend himself, and I was one of those. So that's why I would connect with the character, because anytime I felt devastated, emotionally insecure, I would...
Kelly Palmer is played by Maren Dungy. She's Deacon's wife, Carrie's best friend. She has 2 children with Deacon. Kelly and Deacon have some serious relationship problems, far more serious than the petty arguments between Doug and Carrie. In 1999, she was 28 years old, and now she's 51 years old.
You know, when we started, we were all really tentative because these are iconic, creatures, characters, and, you don't want to mess it up.
Richie Iannucci is played by Larry Romano. He's one of Doug's best friend. He and Doug were roommates before Doug married Carrie. He mostly calls Doug Moose. Richie is known to be a man for women among Doug's friends, even admitting to sleeping with Doug's sister. Richie is an FDNY firefighter. In 1998, he was 35 years old, and now he's 59 years old.
Working out with Gateway to Hope and raising money for the women's charity for women with breast cancer. Doing that with Cameo and Extreme Autographs to You.
Ray Barone is played by Ray Romano. He's friends with Doug on Long Island. Romano and James appeared on each other's show as part of the crossover show. When CBS aired both Everyone Loves Raymond and The Kings of Queens, Romano's appearance was successful enough to warrant that all of the other main characters also appear as their respective characters. In 1998, he was 41 years old, and now he's 65 years old.
And my wife was brushing her teeth, and she heard me come in, and she turns and goes, "Another thing that pisses me off." She already...
Veronica Alchin is played by Grace Zabiskie. She is Spence's mother. Veronica has an on and off relationship with Arthur, who is portrayed by Jerry Stiller, Miara's real-life husband. Miara previously appeared in St. Valentine's as a woman flirting with Arthur. Arthur and Veronica married in the series finale, but divorced a year later. In 1999, she was 58 years old, and now she's 81 years old.
In the case, I have thought to myself that I could make such and such a character work, but really the overall idea.
Supervisor Patrick O'Boyle is played by Sam McMurray. He's the department supervisor for the fictional International Parcel Service. He was Doug's boss for the most of the show's duration, whom he often referred to as Heffernan. A recovering gambler and alcoholic, he appeared in many IPS scenes throughout the series. In 2001, he was 49 years old, and now he's 70 years old.
Brian said, "Do something." I said, "No, that sucks," which I don't think I've ever actually done, particularly on camera.
Right.
If we were rolling, I went, "No, that's direct, Brian. Come on, man."
Thank you for watching the whole video. If you like this video, please share it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to support us in producing the next videos.